Hello viewers, I'm your host Shivangi Mishra with another episode of South Asia Focus. Let's begin the show with Raisina Dialogue 2024, which was recently held in New Delhi. The dialogue was attended by global leaders who shared their views on important challenges facing the world. They discussed issues including globalization and role of technology in modern world, climate change and counter-terrorism. A report.
The world order is changing from being unipolar to multipolar. This transformation is predicted on India's rise to prominence as a global leader, able to maintain its independence while simultaneously claiming pride in being one of the world's oldest civilizations. In a bid to rise and shine its glory around the world, India recently hosted Raisina Dialogue 2024 in capital New Delhi. The conference on geopolitics and geoeconomics demonstrated a dedication to global cooperation and economic growth under the leadership of Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi. This three-day dialogue was made more global by the participation of leaders from about 115 different countries. While highlighting India's burgeoning global presence, External Affairs Minister S. J. Shankar emphasized the need for multilateral reform during his closing remarks at the Raisina Dialogue's inaugural event.
When the UN was invented, it had approximately 50 members. We have 4 times the members. So it's a common sense proposition. That you can't continue the same way when you have 4 times the members. If you look at the last 5 years, all the big issues, in a way, we have not been able to find multilateral solutions. So the results are also, or the lack of results demonstrate the case for reform. In many cases, the rules have been gamed. We have today, we speak about globalization, for example, and the fact is that the world trading rules have been gamed, and we have a lot of our challenges today also emanate from how countries have used that for their benefit at the expense of the international.
The theme for Raisina Dialogue 2024 edition was Chaturanga, and that is conflict, contest, cooperate, create. This year, the Raisina Dialogue is a beacon of hope and collaboration, uniting thought leaders, policy makers and visionaries to explore solutions to our world's most pressing challenges. During the event, Greek Prime Minister Kyriakos Mitsotakis said India had a vital role in the ongoing Ukraine-Russia conflict amid the rising geopolitical tensions around the globe. In order to address the ongoing conflict in the European heartland, the Greek Prime Minister urged countries to use their influence on the international scene.
This 9th edition of the Raisina Dialogue is taking place at a time of heightened geopolitical tensions, a protracted war in Ukraine, new conflict in the Middle East, where the violence that has erupted goes beyond the direst predictions. There's a horrifying death toll of civilians. There's a risk of regional destabilization. There's no clear path, at the moment at least, to a sustainable de-escalation. As for the war in Ukraine, the unthinkable has happened. A war in the European heartland. It is still raging on with devastating consequences. 2 years, almost to the date, since Russia attacked Ukraine.
Foreign Minister of Latvia, Krišjānis Kariņš, participated in the event and talked about bilateral relations with India. He informed that the diplomatic relations between the two countries are very good and are going in a positive direction. He also affirmed that India has a huge role to play in the Indo-Pacific region.
For India and Latvia, the relationship right now is very good. In Latvia, we have a growing number of students from India learning in the sciences, in medicine, in other subjects. And here in India we have a growing number of companies, the Latvian companies, that are very successfully exporting. And I think in the future we could look just to grow that. There's a good base. And I think there's plenty of room for very positive growth in the future. I think we view it very positively. So right now we have companies exporting into India, and I know that there are companies that are looking of maybe also moving some manufacturing here. So in terms of an investment environment, I think it's a good investment environment. And the important thing is that we have the communication, the travel back and forth. And as we get more people contact, as there's more economic contact, I think that there's a future in that as well.
The Raisina Dialogue is a multilateral conference held annually in New Delhi, focusing on geopolitical and geoeconomics. It provides a platform for diverse perspectives, fostering understanding and collaboration world over.